Hey guys, welcome to another installment of Fanfic Nightmares, which, today we're talking about Creepypasta, and I'm flying solo, because, nobody else is here, and, I felt like doing this today, and, so it's just me, and you'll have to bear with that, which, I think most of you can handle it just being me. Can't you? Sure you can. Anyway, so, today, I wanted to do another installment of one of these, like with, someone else's writing. I wanted to work with some creepypasta, because what the hell, creepypasta has a tendency to be either really weird or really bad, in my experience. And I at first thought maybe I'd cover, like, Sonic.exe, which I covered, like, the ROM of that, the actual hack, a while back. But, the actual creepypasta is really long, and I don't feel like reading it. Plus, it's been covered to death. And then someone else requested that I cover their Pokemon creepypasta that they were in the middle of writing, but I couldn't find it. So that's not on the table. So now I have Sonic and Pokemon, and I looked up Sonic creepypasta and just looked through, and I found something called Sonic's Curse on fanfiction.net, which is always a wonderful source of quality writing, and I found something called Sonic's Curse, like I said, and this is both. It is a Sonic the Hedgehog Pokemon crossover. So now we get the best of both worlds. The Sonic Curse creepypasta. That's what it's titled. In the actual body of the writing though, he spells creepypasta Creapypasta. I don't know why he spelled it right like everywhere else and then wrong there. A little odd to me. But whatever. Let us begin. So yesterday, I was playing a rare ROM called Pokemon Sonic Blue. I played the other games. Knuckles Red, Tails Yellow, Silver White, Shadow Black, Amy Pink, Blaze Purple, Charmy Orange, and Chaos Green. Isn't Chaos kind of a bluish? Whatever. Now, if you never heard of these games, I would not be that surprised if you never knew these games ever existed. I read that sentence exactly as it was written. I will explain some things for those who never played any of the ROMs in the series. Also, none of these games are related to Pokemon Creepy Black, Pokemon Chaos Black, Pokemon Curse Black, Pokemon Blood Red, or Pokemon Enters Binky Bottom. What? In each game, you play as one of Sonic's pals, and each character in each game is different depending on the caller. Yes. Next, each of the games has different gym leaders and has different Pokemon to catch and battle. This line of bootlegs has all Pokemon up to Generation 7. Which has currently been leaked. Okay. The evil Dr. Eggman has stolen all 8 of the Chaos Emeralds. Wait, what? And he made 8 of his minions take over the Pokemon gyms and become the new gym leaders. Eggman also had the Chaos Emerald, and the only way to get it back was to defeat him and his Pokemon after defeating the Elite Four. After you beat him, the credits would scroll, and you would focus on filling your Pokédex. This game sounds very strange. I don't think they even exist, but whatever. Now, lots of people I know had a good time with this game, but this game just reminds me of pain, and I will explain why. ... So, by now, you are wondering how scary can this experience be? It is bad, very bad. That is not a proper sentence. In fact, I am scared for life, and I stopped playing Pokemon and Sonic games because of it. So after finding the ROM on the internet, I went to the menu and opened Wine and opened the emulator. I mean WinRAR? Whatever. I knew that this game would have glitches in the emulators, and I didn't even at the time think that anything would happen for doing. Period. Moving on. Yeah, I guess I could have tried to risk playing it on my GCGBAP GameCube Game Boy Advance player. Thanks for clarifying. So I started up the game and it all worked normally, but I noticed there was brown stuff at the bottom of the window. Ew. At the time, I did not think anything about it because it happened with lots of bad dumps on Linux. Ew. The game menu popped up, and the typical Pokemon music popped up. You spelled it right here. Why can't you spell it right back? I did not mind this, as I knew the game could lag running on an emulator. I picked the new game option, and the typical intro started. So the game played normal, with just a few glitches here and there, until I reached the second gym. The gym leader was Omega. Omega's working for Robotnik. I don't think Omega would ever... Never mind. He had 4 Pokemon like the other gym leaders, and of course, the same stupid lines of dialogue he always said in all of the games. His dialogue wasn't stupid. Omega sent out... Sorry, I just read ahead a bit. Omega sent out Cadbara and a Alakazam. Cadbara. Yes! I thought that this was very unusual, considering that Omega never had Psychic-type Pokemon. Yeah, because Omega never had Pokemon in fucking general. Whatever. I know I was overthinking this a lot. I then sent out my starter Pokemon Squirtle and my Jigglypuff. Yeah, you still have a Squirtle and you're trying to fight an Alakazam? Yeah, that'll go well. I got both of them at the begging of the game by using a cheat. Alakazam attacked first with Psybeam and took out my Squirtle in one hit. Yeah, I just fucking called that. I don't know what you expected. After that, I sent out Espeon and then Cadbarbra. Cadbarbra. Fuck! Used Transform and copied Espeon. Cadbarbra can't... Kadabra. Whatever! It can't use Never mind. Jigglypuff then used Sing, and this is when things got really weird. Usually in these games, Jigglypuff has a decent song, and I once in a while dance to it. I've never danced to that, but whatever. But when Jigglypuff used its move, it changed my life. Wow. The pink puffball made a big scream, and it was owlful. I don't mean a girl's scream, I mean the type of scream that sounds like death. Okay. I then saved the game, and closed the window. I never heard anything that awful in my life. This is really hard to read, I'm sorry. I, being super suspicious, checked my emulator settings. After investigating, I found out that the settings had been changed. I then wondered, how did that happen? I then started up the game from the save point. I apparently beaten Omega. Well, thanks for letting us know. And he gave me both the badge and the emerald. It was blue, and it glowed. What was blue and it glowed? The badge or the emerald? Clarify. This was just like the other games. My character then left the gym and went outside. The glitches were really bad now, and I could hear some faint music in the background. I then walked over to the Pokemon Center and gave my Pokemon to Nurse Joy at desk and said, oh my god, quote, "Please save my damned Pokemon!" Unquote. Did you have to yell? Now, most Pokemon fans would be freaked out by that. Yes, they would. I was not, because most good Pokemon games have swearing and profanity. No, I'm pretty sure none of them do, actually, now that I think about it. When my Pokemon were healed, I noticed something else. They were all blue and white. What the fuck is going on here, I thought. It must be a glitch that makes them shiny Pokemon. Except that wouldn't make them all blue. Never mind. I'm not even gonna try to justify that. Oh, I would later be dead wrong on that. The dead was in all caps, so I had to yell it. So I just left, and I went to the local Pokemart. What was weird was that Shadow was there, and he was talking to a human character. What the hell is going on here? Sonic Blue was the only game to not have any humans in it. So why is Shadow talking to a human for? Well, if it was the only game that... Never mind. Is he a Pokemon spy or something? What? The human walked... I don't even know what's happening anymore. The human walked over to Sonic and challenged me to a battle. It started okay, and it got weird real fast. Yeah, I get that! The human said his name was Kane Tristan, and that he crushed his enemies. This was not even the battle yet. Kane sent out Pikachu, and a Charizard. I sent out Ghastly and an Eevee. My Pokemon were in their 40s. Really, they're in their 40s and they're still Ghastly and Eevee? You must be the worst fucking Pokemon trainer in the history of the world. And his were over 100. I'm pretty sure it's not possible without cheating to be over 100, unless your name is missing, no. And then you're kind of a glitch, so it doesn't really matter. Now, this is when I figured it out. This was a hacked version of a ROM. No! Really? It was a ROM of a ROM. I don't think that's a thing. I then wondered what other changes were made to this ROM. I lost to Kane. No shit. And he paid me... Wait. And he paid me 500 PD for losing. Wait, he paid you because... I don't think that happens. And he then left the Pokemart. Shadow then came over and said, "You are going to pay for that, you fucking faker. I will kill you for this. I will make you insane." That was profound. Shadow then left, and his sprite made a trail of fire. Now I was kind of freaked out. Well, you were already playing a hack. Maybe this is normal for the hack. You know, as weird as this is. Not that I can follow what the fuck is going on. So far, the game has been okay. No, it really hasn't. But there were all these things with death that I was thinking about quitting the game. But there really wasn't that much death at all. Like, there was a scream from a Jigglypuff. There was Kane Tristan, who paid you when you lost, which is weird. And then there was Shadow threatening you, but that's kind of Shadow, so whatever. Now everything was okay until I reached the Elite Four. I beat all of them, and only Eggman was left, but before I could get my sprite in the door, an tallish human with a sack and a Tails doll blocked the door. Great, I see where this is going. By now, my Pokemon were weak, and I just saved the game. I didn't need this fucking extra character getting in my way. Sonic then said, "Who are you, bitch?" I don't think that's how Sonic talks at all. The human then said, "I'm insane. I was sent to kill you!" Shadow said he will marry me if I cut you up and steal your Pokemon. Now prepare to die and go to hell! Why do you have to cut him up? That just seems like overkill. So many of you are thinking what happened. Hell, what do you think? She kicked my butt. That is what happened. The battle was bad. She had a level 400 Entei, which I'm fairly certain is fucking impossible, and she destroyed all 6 of my Pokemon. That was not the worst part. No, did she cut you up like she just said she was going to? Throughout the battle, you could hear the Lavender Town song, and man, it sounded worse than normal. This is cliche as fuck. After I lost, she dragged me and my character, and we warped into a dungeon. Insane then said, "Shadow paid me to kill you, but my master wants fresh meat." I then said, "Who the hell would ruin this game? I don't want to battle Buried Alive. I will lose, and who knows what will happen." I was right too. Buried Alive was the final boss. And for those of you who don't know, Buried Alive was like a rumored character in Pokemon, which it was a complete fabrication. Also, why the fuck is Buried Alive in this fucking fanfic? He had Ghost, White Hand, and Master Hand. Master Hand? Really? I had the same Pokemon, though. So we both had a... What? You just said you lost the... We both had a good chance. I defeated Buried Alive, and surprisingly he then burned up and became a fire monster. The game then crashed, and I stood in shock. The game not only crashed, but it deleted my file, and replaced it with one called Hell. I then decided that it would be better to end this once and for all. I went into my ROM's files and looked around for a bit and found some interesting sound clips, and decided to keep them, and I destroyed the ROM, and I sent tons of spam to the site where I got the files. Weirdly, a user of this ROM died from a heart attack 2 days ago. I was really relieved that I got rid of the ROM, but then I noticed some weird stuff happening in my house. But that is another story. ... And that's the end. You know, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I just read. And I'm not really sure. That was odd in many ways. You're playing like this weird Pokemon ROM hack, you know, that's featuring Sonic with Pokemon, and he has to battle people, you know, like normal Pokemon, except he's Sonic, whatever. But then, like, the hack is hacked, as far, apparently, and then you're like, weird stuff is happening, even though nothing about it seems like supernatural or anything, just an odd hack. Like, it doesn't even sound like anything that couldn't, like, be made by someone as a ROM hack. Just, you know, like, there's nothing really scary about this. Like, there's nothing really weird, and then you had Cadbara or something, and I don't even know. Thank you for tuning in to this installment of Fanfic Nightmares solo run. My brain can't even process any of this. You know, this is darkness, and I bid you all a fond farewell.